Zelensky accuses world of losing humanity by refusing to provide no-fly zone over Ukraine.
Here's a summary of the article.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accused the world of losing humanity by refusing to provide a no-fly zone over his country, after a Russian airstrike destroyed a maternity hospital in the besieged port city of Mariupol. Direct strike of Russian troops at the maternity hospital. People, children are under the wreckage. Atrocity, Mr. Zelensky said in a social media post. How much longer will the world be an accomplice ignoring terror? Close the sky right now. Stop the killings. You have power, but you seem to be losing humanity. Video footage of the maternity hospital taken after the blast showed a large crater in the ground just meters from the hospital. The Ukrainian government said Wednesday that at least 1,170 people had been killed in Mariupol alone since Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered the attack on Ukraine. On Wednesday, Amnesty International said a March 3 Russian airstrike, which killed 47 people in the northern city of Chernihiv, may constitute a war crime. In the attack, at least 8 unguided aerial munitions, known as dumb bombs, struck a public square in the city. Separately, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said power was out at the disused Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which is under Russian military control.
This post received a score of 58,000, with an upvote ratio of 80%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I understand why we should avoid it, but I also understand why the guy under immediate threat doesn't have time to care about collateral effects and just wants it done. Things look different when you are the one who is cornered. I feel terrible for everyone and wish more could intervene and stop this without exacerbating the matter worldwide.
Redditors like to make everything black and white, but the reality is it's perfectly understandable both why Zelensky keeps asking for this and why to outsiders it's clearly a bad idea. His people are already under attack, and he would be doing them a massive disservice if he wasn't at least repeatedly asking for a NFZ. You can disagree with him, but I find it hard to not respect his stance. And exactly as expected, tons of whataboutists, poorly thought out emotional responses, and lack of ability to distinguish fact from opinion has predominated many of the replies I've had to this comment.
In all honesty, this entire situation could have been avoided years ago if NATO did more to recognize Russia as a threat, and Germany didn't get all its oil from Russia in the first place. It's not like Russia hasn't pulled this before, and this was an out-of-the-blue attack. If NATO had reacted sooner with sanctions and started moving towards energy independence sooner, we wouldn't be here right now. Oil has been the biggest cause of war in my generation, and if we don't break away from it soon, we're all screwed.
Maybe if we had used sanctions as harshly and reacted more sternly when they did the same to Crimea or Georgia.
I see this scenario happening. 1. No-fly zone is activated. 2. Putin refuses to accept this ban and orders another airstrike to Ukraine. 3. NATO airplanes shoot down the Russian planes. 4. Putin declares World War III. I think this is why no-fly zones are still not activated. Am I wrong?
The alternative to 3 is NATO doesn't enforce the declared no-fly zone. Just makes NATO look weak and the Russians look strong. There's no situation that the West benefits from declaring a no-fly zone. It's either WW3, or an easily called-out bluff. Zelensky surely understands this as well. He's asking for something that cannot happen, but merely using this as a way to put pressure on the West for additional support and look strong to his people.
NATO declares NFZ but doesn't enforce it, looks weak, Putin benefits. NATO enforces NFZ and provides complete air superiority for Ukraine. No direct air-to-air combat between NATO and Russia, Ukraine benefits. NATO enforces NFZ, direct combat ensues, Ukraine gains air superiority, Ukraine benefits. Putin escalates and launches a nuclear warhead, whether or not it sparks a larger conflict, everybody loses, big time.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.